The first landed Tuesday morning, when his alleged co-conspirator and ex-girlfriend, Brooke Cruz, testified that Hearn strangled Savannah LaFontaine Greywind, 22, as she lay bleeding on the floor of the couple's bathroom. The second hit late Tuesday afternoon, when lawyers addressed newly obtained information from Jennifer Robinson, a female inmate Cruz had conversations with about 5 months ago. Robinson related to authorities that Cruz told her she strangled LaFontaine Greywind herself and cut her baby from her womb within 3 minutes of strangling her. Defense attorney Daniel Borgen told Cruz that based on information he had received, Robinson also claimed Cruz told her she had suspected LaFontaine Greywind of having a relationship with Hearn and was jealous of her. Borgen also said that Robinson said Cruz told her she believed LaFontaine Greywind's baby may have been fathered by Hearn. Cruz replied that she rarely spoke about the case with anyone, and later made strong denials to the claims. When prosecutor Ryan Youngren asked Cruz if she was aware Robinson had convictions for giving false information, theft and possessing drugs, Cruz replied yes, and she described Robinson's assertions as base falsehood, crumbling delusions. The dramatic exchanges came after Cruz testified as to what she said happened in the North Fargo apartment she and Hearn shared in August 2017. Cruz said she told Hearn in early 2017 that she was pregnant in a bid to keep him from leaving her. She said she grew to believe her own lie and became obsessed with the idea of having a baby. Cruz said her delusion came to a crashing end on August 6 when Hearn, her boyfriend at the time, mocked her for believing she was pregnant. Cruz said she and Hearn never explicitly talked about how they could have a child, as she had had a medical procedure years ago to prevent one. But she said after the August 6 conversation, there was an unspoken understanding that Hearn expected her to produce a child somehow. Cruz said that about 1 p.m. 2017, she went to the apartment of LaFontaine Greywind, which was in the same building as the couple's apartment, and asked her to help with a sewing project, which she said was a ruse. When LaFontaine Greywind, who was 18 months pregnant, came to her apartment, Cruz started an argument. Cruz said they began to fight and she pushed LaFontaine Greywind down, causing her to strike her head on the bathroom sink, which knocked her out. This seemed to contradict earlier testimony from a medical examiner who said an autopsy showed no signs that LaFontaine Greywind suffered a head injury. Cruz said she then got a box cutter from a desk drawer and proceeded to cut LaFontaine Greywind's child from her. She said LaFontaine Greywind began coming around, so she held her down. Cruz testified that after the baby was removed, she was sitting on the floor next to LaFontaine Greywind when Hearn arrived home from work and poked his head in the bathroom, unable to open the door completely because LaFontaine Greywind's body was blocking it. "Please help me," Cruz said. Hearn uttered several expletives, then asked whether LaFontaine Greywind was alive. She said she responded, "I don't know. Please help me." Cruz said Hearn left the doorway and returned wearing only his underwear and carrying some rope. She said he put the rope around LaFontaine Greywind's neck, pulled it tight and said that if she wasn't dead before, she is now. Cruz said Hearn then took charge, directing her to help him clean the bathroom. Cruz related how the couple first hid LaFontaine Greywind's body in a bathroom closet and later moved it to a dresser that Hearn had removed the drawers from and then nailed the drawer faces back on to conceal the body. She said they carried the dresser out of the apartment building early in the morning on August 21, 2017, and loaded it into a Jeep. Cruz said Hearn drove off in the Jeep and she learned later he dumped the remains in the Red River, something she said she asked him not to do. According to Cruz, during an initial police search of the apartment on the evening of Saturday, August 2017, LaFontaine Greywine's body was in the bathroom closet and a baby was amid the covers of a bed Hearn was lying on when police walked through the apartment. She said between that Saturday and the following Thursday, when police executed a search warrant at the apartment and found the baby, she told Hearn several times she wanted to bring the baby to the Greywine family's apartment, but he told her no. Cruz testified that authorities found rope in the couple's apartment because, when they were intimate, they would sometimes engage in bondage. She said Hearn talked about sexual fantasies that included kidnapping and raping a girl, and she said the fantasies escalated into talk of killing the victim to keep her silent. Cruz said the age of the potential victims Hearn talked about kept getting younger as time went on. Horrible, atrocious, sickening, Cruz said at one point during the summer of 2017. Hearn said to her, "I just seen the Greywine girl downstairs, and she's really pregnant." Cruz said she interpreted that statement to mean we could get a baby from her. Cruz said a number of times she could not believe what she did, describing the actions as horrible, atrocious, sickening. Her account Tuesday of what happened August 19, 2017, differed from one she gave police on August 24, 2017, after she was arrested in possession of LaFontaine Greywine's newborn baby, but before LaFontaine Greywine's body was found on August 27, 2017. Cruz said in the police interview that LaFontaine Greywine was alive and well when she left her apartment. On Tuesday, Cruz said she believed at the time of the police interview that she could still lie her way out of it. Cruz pleaded guilty late last year to conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy to commit kidnapping and lying to police. She is serving a life sentence. Hearn has pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit kidnapping and lying to police, but he has pleaded not guilty to conspiracy to commit murder. Morgan told jurors in opening statements there was never an agreement between Cruz and Hearn to kill LaFontaine Greywine. When Youngren asked Cruz Tuesday why she was testifying, she said it was for LaFontaine Greywine's family. "I can't undo what I've done, but I can do everything in my power to help the Greywine family have closure in any possible way they can," she said. A medical examiner testified Monday, September 24, that an exact cause of death couldn't be determined, but she said it was either due to bleeding to death or strangulation. Youngren said Tuesday that at least 2 more prosecution witnesses are expected to testify, including Fargo Police Detective Philip Swan and Ashton Matheny, the father of LaFontaine Greywine's daughter. The girl survived the ordeal of August 2017 and is now cared for by Matheny and relatives. Morgan declined to say whether the defense planned to call any witnesses. The trial is to resume at 1 p.m. Wednesday, Sept. 26. Attorneys said final arguments could start sometime on Thursday.